Hey, what's going on? It's D Train. D Train's bunk. Gonna do a little screen share with you. Yeah, I'm all decked out in my Tar Heel stuff. I don't know. I don't know. I just had actually. See what had happened was I think this is what I wore when I went to help my dad to get that wood up to actually cut some wood. So hold on, let me get this other screen here for you guys. Cause I know y'all want to see what the hell D Train talking about. D Train, show me an article or something. Alright, let's see what we got here. All right, let me shrink that. Oh yeah. I tell you what, Breitbart, they still doing it. This kind of goes to what I was already thinking, you know, what I was kind of vibing off of before, the daily news cycle moves on, It's like things happen and then other things happen. See, look, I still got to scratch off the last thing I was talking about so I don't get it all mixed up and forget that I already talked about it. Still unscratched. I need to focus on this other part up here. Boom. So, 19 Mexican journalists murdered so far in 2018. That's a lot. Journalists. A team of gunmen in central Mexico ambushed and killed a journalist as he drove home from work. The slaying marks the 19th murder of a journalist in Mexico this year and the second of its kind since a new president took office. Wow. This week, 35-year-old Diego Garcia Corona was driving in Ecatepec, Mexico State, when a group of unknown gunmen ambushed and shot him several times in his car. As Mexican authorities responded to the scene, they found Garcia slumped over the car side of the vehicle. Inside the vehicle, Mexican state investigators found a work ID that revealed that Garcia was an employee at a weekly publication called Semanario Morelos. Nice ads. Um, Menu bar, Breitbart, search tool. All right, dude. So simple. The murder was condemned on social media by Jesus Ramirez Cuevas, the new head of communications for Mexican President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador. The new president is also known as AMLO, Jesus Ramirez Cuevas. Oh, man. Okay, so what are their names? October 24th, Gabriel Soriano Curi. October 3rd, I'm going to do the best I can to have the best Mexican accent. Sergio Martinez Gonzalez. Gonzalez. I need to I need to listen a little bit better when they saying these names. Arturo Porcayo Eguilo, Eguilus, Eguilus, Eguilus. September 21st, Mario Leonel Gomez Sanchez. August 29th, Javier Rodriguez Valladares. August 8th, Rodolfo Garcia Gonzalez. July 24th, Ruben Pat Cowich. July 3rd, Jose Guadalupe Chan Zeb, crime reporter for La Playa News. Wow. In a bar. Wow, shot and killed in Guanajuato. Freelance photographer. Worked for Seminario. Cameraman and TV journalist. Oh, let me get back on track. May 29th, Hector Gonzalez Antonio. He's a national correspondent at Excelsior and worked in various local outlets. He's kidnapped, tortured, and dumped in a vacant lot. May 24th, Alicia Diaz Gonzalez, a financial reporter. Juan Carlos Huerta Martinez is killed by a team of guns outside his home in Tabasco. Leobardo Vasquez Atzin. Enlace Informativo Regional Veracruz, who reported on a local mayor tied to an illicit property grab. Wow. Oh my gosh, it's a mayor. Pedro Damien Gomez Bonifaz, director owner of a Panorama Politico, was found dead in obvious signs of trauma caused by a sharp-edged weapon at his home in Tijuana, Baja California. Leslie Ann Pamela Montenegro del Real, YouTube satirist and blogger. Pseudonym La Nana Pelucas, was gunned down while eating dinner at a restaurant in Acapulco. Agustin Silva Vasquez, a freelance police reporter from El Sol del Istmo, disappeared. He's presumed dead. Carlos Dominguez Rodriguez, ambushed and killed by a team of assassins in Nuevo Laredo, Tamaulipas, stabbed to death in front of his family. Jose Gerardo Martinez Arriaga, purchasing toys for his family in Mexico City when he was robbed and killed at gunpoint. Wow. Man, and it's amazing. You don't really hear about it. Like you hear these huge numbers of what's been going on in Mexico, and just to put some names and situations to it. And these are just the ones they know about, you know. And so let's look at what's going over here on this side of things here. So this Chinese scientist who edited twin girls' genes, He Jiankui, is missing for over a week. All right. So when I first heard about this, it was like, oh man, that's messed up. They making babies in the lab, right? What's this? CRISPR technology is CRISPR Cas9. Last week, Dr. He received scathing criticism. That's right, from doctors and academics for using a gene editing technology known as CRISPR-Cas9 to alter the embryonic genes of twin girls in an attempt to protect them from infection with the HIV virus carried by their father. Okay. So he was trying to protect these girls genetically from a gene that his dad had HIV. Okay, so he thinks he can do this, and he was like, "All right, I did it." An associate professor of Southern University of Science and Technology in Shenzhen, Dr. He defended himself at the Human Genome Editing Summit in Hong Kong, saying he was proud of his work. But after hundreds of scientists, the Chinese government, and even his own university denounced him. He was seemingly disappeared and has not been heard from since last Wednesday. And you don't really hear too much about this guy either. But they'll talk about Khashoggi because it's going to affect us financially, right? We don't. They're not clamoring to hold up the anything with Mexico's, at least on any legislative level, uh, protecting the border from individuals. And you have to understand there are many different people coming from, not only that, not only the border, but a lot of people come over the border too, and they're not just Mexican, and they're not just what other groups, Guatemalan and Honduran. They're not just that, man. You got all kinds of people, right? But they're not clamoring to stop what's going on in Mexico. Even look, you have to understand a lot of the problem is that these places have a lot of corruption in these in with these well, the different groups they talk about with the different places. I mean, hell, I gotta spell that out. You know what I'm saying? And they can't really get a hold because they outnumbered. Why? Do they have a Second Amendment? I don't know. Maybe they should reintroduce that, or maybe America should like invade, Mexico, and like take out the groups in there that's causing problems. And and in this case right here, this Chinese doctor, it's I was just like I was saying, sometimes I'll put a headline up and then I'll start researching instead of doing it the right way, researching and then putting the headline up. So, all right. So, does intent, I mean, the way it seemed when I first heard it is that this doctor made some babies in a petri dish. That's the way. I mean, when I first heard it, I was like, "Damn, this doctor's just making some babies. How does he know they got all the genes and shit? That's the way it came across. And now I'm starting to read it. I'm like, oh, he's just making sure they don't have AIDS. I mean, is that bad? Is that bad that I'm thinking like that? Look at this guy. He looks like a good guy. He look like a nice guy. He's just trying to edit some genes so that the babies don't have HIV when they're born, which kind of leads me to the next issue is like, could this be that they didn't want the secret to get out that they could extend life? I mean, it seems like life doesn't really matter to a lot of these people. I just talked about death, the number of journalists. I don't know. Maybe I just don't know enough about the specifics of this study or this genetic code fixation to understand the ramifications of it. Um, but I don't know. Does does it? I mean, does it? Okay, so because he did that, does that mean now? Okay, yeah, well, yeah, I know I'm black as hell, and everybody in my family ever, forever, ever has dark brown eyes and shit. They just look like big ass pupils. I know we got big ass people like looking eyes, but I want my baby to have bright blue eyes, black as hell, baby with bright blue. You know what I'm saying? Like, is that going to be a possibility now? I mean, because hell, I might have a couple more kids and see what it. All right, I want this one to, to be able to see far as hell. I want her to be able to see like eagle eyes and shit. She gonna have some big ass eyes. You know, is that the ramification? I mean, is that what we talking about? I mean, but at the same time, this dude's missing, and we don't have the Senate talking about this. I guess because we supposedly, I guess we on the outs with China. We just captured one of their CFOs of what is it, Huawei? Huawei. I don't know. The way I hear it, man, they be killing our people all the damn time. It's just we got one of their big ones, and it seemed like I don't know. This could be like a weird situation because remember one of the ball boys went over there and it was like, "Yo, we gonna steal some shit with some of my teammates," and they got caught. They're facing, Chinese prison. You know what I'm saying? Like if it wasn't, then Donald Trump had to be like, "Come on, man, these little mother, you know what I'm saying? They stupid. They don't know. They just, look at his daddy. The daddy just be popping off, man. He's funny though. He'd be funny as hell. I actually like Lonzo Ball. Was that the daddy? I like the daddy. I'll be straight up with you. I like the daddy. I like Lonzo Ball. He just seemed like he's trying to keep it together, man. He's trying to keep it together. You know, I can't hate on him. Anyway, that's a whole nother thing. But we don't have any Senate movements from Jeff Flake. Jeff Flake's not out there saying, "Oh, look at the Mexican journalists. They're killing them. Why are they killing them? Well, the government is corrupt. How's the government corrupt? Well, they got a lot of crime. Oh, well, uh, hmm, well, see, that's what happens when you start like really thinking about like issues and things like in these things. So, well, why are they killing? You start looking at the types of articles these people were writing. I don't speak Spanish, but I'm looking at one one of the guys was a critic of the mayor, and I mean, I ain't saying the mayor put a hit out on him or nothing, but he did, and I mean, it's not like one journalist was killed. It's like 19. I just think the coverage is kind of lopsided when you're talking about Khashoggi, and it ain't like Donald Trump had anything to do with it, right? Um, Now, if this guy did do it, and that's the way they deal with their thing, man, that's kind of messed up. And I can understand, you do we really want, but shit, 50 some $1 billion, 100%, how many? Goodness, that's a deal he worked. It ain't like, Obama just gave him some cash on a boat. But on the other hand, at the same time, oh man. Okay, so you got the allies thing, right? You got Israel, you got Saudi Arabia, and what? Turkey? I mean, what other allies you got over there? Asia? I mean, Europe? You gotta wonder, man. Hungary. Uh, who you got? Who you got? I'm just saying. You ain't got too many friends over there. You got, some of the smaller, richer places. What is Dubai? One of them? Oh, Qatar. Yeah. What is Yemen? What's going on in Yemen? Damn, Yemen. Oh man, it's hard being over there, man. Goodness. So I know they got their own way of dealing with their own things, and it ain't like this is the first thing we've heard about that they may have done. And when I say they, that whole thing, the royal family type deal. I mean, it ain't like violence has been, completely absent. It ain't like you ain't never heard of something, and why this? Why this type of thing? I guess I could have put Saudi Arabian gays because they just, allegedly. I think there's a video somewhere. They throwing like gay people off of buildings. I think I saw one time. I was like, oh, I don't even need to see that. It's just like that the 9/11 people jumping out the windows, you just some stuff you just don't want to see. You just don't want to see some things. If you go back in history, man, people like figure out different ways of killing people just to make it more interesting. I think there was this thing called the spread eagle back in the medieval days where they would like cut you. Like if you go back to the what was it, Braveheart at the end where they kind of did the midget came out and he was like pulling you know all the string out of the little dummy. Well, that's pretty much it. They cut your ass open while you alive. They split you down the chest. They split your chest open. That's why they call it the spread eagle. Your chest is split open, and then they pull your guts out and shit. Yeah, man. People find new ways of killing people after it becomes like a thing. And I don't know. Could they be trying to change? This was just all right. Just this one last dude, that would suck. Like, oh man, this was gonna be the last heist, and I just got caught. And now this He John Kui is missing. Damn, He John. I call him He John or John Q. He John Q. He John Q. He's in the John Q was in a hospital trying to like get his son taken care of. Maybe this is like the John Q of like China, those twin babies. He's trying to say the twin babies. He's just trying to say the twin babies. That's all that he was just trying to do. Just trying to say the babies. I don't know. It just seems kind of duplicitous to be coming down on Trump for making deals and working with people who have done bad things when other places are doing bad things, and you still need to make your way in the world today, giving everything you got. Every once in a while you got to take a break from all your worries, and I'm sure it'll help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? Sometimes you just gotta go where everybody knows your name, and they always glad you came. You gotta be where people see that really, just people are all the same. And it's nice to just go where everybody knows your name, man. That's all I'm trying to say. And I'm just gonna leave it there because that's all that needs to be said at the end of this thing. So therefore, on the other hand, nevertheless, word and peace.